What's up guys, welcome to my Vladimir guide. This is the second Vlad guide I make and I'm excited to bring you this new one after the first one had a decent amount of success. In this guide we're going to be breaking down summoner spells, items, runes, tips, combos, and team fights. We're going to have a timestamp on the side so you can find the section that you want, because I know a lot of you guys already have your own item builds and your runes, so I respect that. And the combo section is going to be a combo compilation from beginner to advanced, so you guys are really going to like that one. So without further ado, let's get started. For summoner spells, you're going to be taking Flash TP, Flash Ignite, or Flash Ghost. Flash TP for top lane. Flash Ignite is mostly what you're going to be taking. Ever since Ignite got buffs in 8.6, it's just been even better than it was before. It does a lot of true damage at all phases of the game, and it's just really good to secure kills, which Vlad loves to do in lane. And for Flash Ghost, it's really good for team fights because it allows you to chase your opponent and get the positioning that you want. It also has decent synergy with Celerity that recently got changed. It gives around 25 AP when you activate Ghost, and let's not forget that Rabadon's multiplies that AP, so it's actually pretty good. For a veteran player, I would always use Ignite because it's just so good for all ins and it always secures you kill. And also with Electrocute, it counts as a spell to proc it. And for beginner players, I would mostly start with Flash Ghost because you're not going to go for as many all-ins because you're not going to see all those opportunities, and it will just help you in team fights, so that would be my choice. For starting items, you have 5 options. We're going to have them on the screen. My favorite is the Dark Seal option because going into Mage Eyes is really good and it's easy to snowball a game with Mage Eyes, and Dark Seal as an item is just cost efficient and you get refillable with that, so it's pretty good. You have Boots with potions. Boots allow you to dodge skill shots in lane, and most importantly it allows you to easily land empowered Qs in lane because it's a very telegraphed spell. So having the move speed advantage in lane can allow you to land them because you're going to be walking towards your opponent and he doesn't have time to run away. The Orange Shield start is more defensive. I never go to Orange Shield, I don't like it. Ruby Crystal and Amptome are more so greedy starts. They allow you to go into your items faster, but they're kind of greedy. But sometimes if you're feeling confident, you can go for them, why not? For item builds, we have 3 item builds that we're going to be breaking down. We have the Gigalords build path, which is pretty much going full AP with a Spellbinder into Rabadon start. So you get around 400 AP after you get those 2 items, and you can get them pretty early, so it's kind of nice. You have your cooldown reduction build path, where you get an early 40% cooldown reduction with the CDR from your boot, from Proto Belt, and the codex of your Zonias. And with Transcendence it adds up to 40% CDR. And my own build that I like to do, which is to grab the Stopwatch rune in the Inspiration path and to go for components of Azonia's Hourglass, especially the Codex, which is one of the most cost efficient AP items. After that you can go for an early Mage Eyes upgrade for 1050 if you back with that amount of gold. Or if you have 1250, you always buy large rods to go into a Rabadon's early. I try to get an early Zonias to stack my Mage Eyes easier, because if you have Zonias in pool, it's really hard to die. And yeah, basically the build is based around trying to get either an early Dead Cap or an early Zonias against 80 matchups, and to keep your Mage Eye stack safe by getting that early Zonias after using your Stopwatch rune. And after that you go for a quick Oblivion Orb to get a quick 15 Magic Pen spike. And usually I go situational after that. I think I go Void Staff pretty much every game. But it's really based around having small 1000 goldish power spikes. Alright, so lastly a couple situational items. We have Ninja Tabai for heavy AD comps, Merc Treads for heavy CC comps, Randwinds for heavy crit comps, such as having Tryndamere, Yasuo, a crit ADC, even Kindred in the same team, and your MR options that are Banshee's Veil and Spirit Visage. So I can already hear the Vlad main screaming, "Oh my god, Spirit Visage, Ari!" and all that stuff, but Spirit Visage is not a bad item on Vlad. The problem with Spirit Visage is when you buy it at the wrong time. If you buy it before getting a death cap, you're gonna deal no damage, so it's not really gonna give you anything. But if you buy it after death cap or as a last item, it can actually be pretty good because it gives you a lot of health. It costs 200 less than Banshee's Veil, and it will heal you more at all cases than a Banshee's. I don't know where this rumor came from that you heal more with a Banshee's than a Spirit Visage. As you can see on these pictures, it's absolutely false. Banshee's Veil will give you more damage at all phases of the game, but it will never heal you more than a Spirit Visage. So it's really up to preference. If you want more survivability, go with Spirit Visage. If you want to deal more damage, go with Banshees. Both items are viable. The Spirit Visage debate is just something that someone started so he could be mean to people when they ask if he can buy Spirit Visage, because for some reason people love being mean on the internet, I guess. Let's talk about runes. So I'm gonna have 3 rune paths for you guys today. We're gonna talk about Gigalords, which is the most common rune path, or using Electrocute, but Vlad mains call it Gigalords thanks to popular Vlad main Elite 500. It's based around early game all-ins and aggression, with Electrocute, which has the highest base damage out of any keystone, and it allows you to make some all-ins at some certain health thresholds, even sometimes from 100 to 0 at level 6. So since it has the highest damage, you need to proc it by using 3 spells, but that's kind of hard to do since Vlad doesn't really have 3 spells that are like nice to land in a combo. So usually you proc it with your ulti or ignite, which also counts as a spell. And pretty much for the secondary tree, you have some green highlighted options, so it's really up to you. Right now Celerity is really kind of good because when you activate the Crimson Rush, which is the move speed boost you get to land your empowered Q, it gives you like 25 AP or something, so it's really good for consistent AP boost and damage. After that, Predator, which is another rune path that is kind of popular. You need to use Ingenious Hunter in the 4th row, so it reduces the cooldown of your item actives, and Predator is an item active, or Predator is kind of bad because the cooldown is too long. The thing I like the most about Predator is that it allows you to be less flash dependent, because it allows you to get position in a fight wherever you want by letting you have so much speed that you can go in the position that you want to start a fight. Celerity is really important in that case because it will give you a lot of AP, and the green highlighted options are all good, so you don't have to take Gathering Storm, for example. And for my rune page, I like to take Summon Airy. Why do I take Airy? Because I think it's the most consistent rune. When I was using Electrocutes, a lot of time I wouldn't even proc it before killing someone, so I kind of felt it was useless a lot of times. And Airy is just a consistent rune that will always be useful throughout the game. It pretty much has no cooldown, and it will also always proc twice on your ult all-in combo, because you will do all your spells and then your ult will proc after 4 seconds, which will guarantee another Airy proc, and that does half the damage of Electrocute, which isn't so bad considering it's always active. The most important thing about my rune page is that I take the stopwatch active, which is really good because it reduces the cost of your Zonias, which I buy every game, and it's pretty much worth 600 gold, but it gives you a 300 gold bargain. And since it's been buffed in patch ago, I think, it has been dropped to 8 minutes of time before it's active, so it's really good because it activates around level 7, and usually I always pick up a kill with it, so I really like it now. And yeah, for Celerity or Transcendence, it's really depending on the game what I feel like. Celerity changes, I'm trying them out right now, so I think Celerity is actually still pretty good, so I'm not sure on which one I'm taking, but yeah, this is the rune page that I like. So the most important thing in lane to use as a trick is to use your E to delay the empowered Q. So I'm going to show you an example right here. My empowered Q is coming up. I try to walk up to my opponent, but he realizes this, so he walks back. So then, since he sees my bar is going down and he thinks he can counter me, but I use my E, which stalls my red bar, and then I can actually turn around and use my empowered Q on him anyway. And basically you want to do that repeatedly. And the way you want to handle your cooldowns early game is to not to use your Q too much, because the cooldown is very long, 8 to 9 seconds. So if you use it wastefully, you're gonna get punished while it's down against good opponents. And basically you want to get your opponent to a certain threshold and go all in with a flash all in combo. Sadly here I kind of messed up. I didn't use enough full picks, and he kind of got lucky at the same time surviving with 20 HP, but you know, stuff like that happens. So yeah, taking advantage of the Raptor camp to heal you up in lane is really important. When you use your empowered Q on minions, the healing is heavily reduced. So it's important to try to take advantage of healing over a wall to get some big heals like this, instead of some small heals like this. So this is going to be a small one, so to be more efficient than your backs on Vlad, what you're going to do is you're going to recall, but you're not going to regen up to full HP, because you have your natural health regen that is going to heal you up, but also the first thing you're going to do in lane is probably to Q a minion. So instead of wasting time getting up to full HP, you use your health regen to save a bit of seconds. Then when you would arrive in lane, for example, you would Q and you would be back to full HP. So save a couple seconds by leaving early on Vlad. Even though it makes you invulnerable, you can use many things during your pool. You can use your E, you can use item actives such as Proto Belt, you can use Zhonya's, you can even use Summoner spells. Use your pool to dodge important damage spells and CC such as LeBlanc Chain. And most importantly, use your pool to dodge important ultimates such as Zed ulti, Brand ulti, and many more. While you're in Zhonya's, place your cursor on the target you want to attack after getting out. And what you can do is, you can hold the spell that you want to use right after Zhonya's, instead of mashing your keyboard and hoping to get the right timing. We've all had these moments where we Zhonya's and then we panic, so we just mash our Q and hope that we're gonna get the healing in time, but instead we can just be more efficient by holding down our mouse on the target that we want, and then we hold our Q on him. So as soon as Zhonya's finishes, the Q will go off instantly. To do these combos, I did not quick cast my E, so I would not have to hold it when I do combos. To do that, you can simply press on the arrow that is highlighted in red. So now that we've seen how to combo, we're gonna use those combos in team fight. So we're gonna look at two examples. A team fight where we get engaged on, and a team fight where we engage. So the fight is gonna start here. I'm stuck in a Veigar cage, so I can't move, and then I end up with no HP. So in a team fight, the most important thing for Vlad is always to get your ult off. So I'm gonna get my ult off and a heal and go immediately into Zhonya's. And since I have Zhonya's and Pool on my Vlad build, it's gonna give me time to get my ult healing. So I'm gonna get healed from my ult, and pretty much I'm back at full HP after killing Fiora for the kill. Then I'm gonna see a free flash in the back line, so I'm gonna go for a quick flash EQ to pick up 2 kills for the triple kill, and then we're pretty much gonna win the team fight off that. So the most important thing in a team fight is really to get your ult off before dying if you get picked off. And if you manage to get a Zhonya's off, usually you're gonna manage to get your ult healing off because you can use Pool for a total of 4.5 seconds. And that is gonna give you time to get your ult healing, which is 4 seconds. So now we're gonna look at how we engage a fight. So here our opponents are level up on us with Elder Dragon, but since we're in the late game and we have our flash up, we can do some damage. So we're gonna start by readying our empowered Q by queuing a minion, and then we just look for a nice flash. So here I see my opponents are grouped up, so I see that I can get a big ult and E in. So I'm gonna flash in, use all my spells, get a lot of burst damage. After that, we're gonna pool, so we dodge spells and stick on them, and by then they're pretty much already dead, so we use our key to clean them up. So that's how you team fight on Vlad. So that's gonna do it for the guide today. I hope that you enjoyed or that you learned something. This was extremely long to make, so I would really appreciate it if you would leave a like or comment, and even comment if you want to see more complete guides like this. Apart from that, have a nice day. Peace.